What's happening, folks? Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It is starting 11 prediction time for the big game at Ibrox in the Scottish Cup on Sunday. It's win or bust for the season. The league's gone, but we've still got the Scottish Cup to fight for, and hopefully we can do that on Sunday. We haven't won a big game all season, so we have to win one at some stage, you would think. And there's no better time to do that than Sunday. Before we get into it, this video is brought to you by OneFootball. It's the best football app on the planet. You can get lineup notifications as soon as the teams are announced on match days, pre-match stats, league tables, top goal scorers, goal alerts from just about any league in the world. You can add widgets to your home screen to keep up to date with Celtic's next fixture, who it's against and what the kick-off time, which is particularly useful when the kick-off time changes based on anything really. And you can download it by clicking the link in the description of this video. The app is free to download wherever you get your apps on your phone, and it's a brilliant way for you to support Celtic Fans TV. So get involved, click the link below and download it. Let me know what you think. We come into this one hopefully full of confidence after last week's 6-0 victory over Livingston. It was brilliant to see the team finally take the chances, score the goals that the play in the recent weeks has deserved. We've been creating a lot of chances basically since John Kennedy took over, but the finishing has been dreadful at times. The decision making in the final third, which has been a symptom of our play all season, has been so poor. But it was good to see last week the floodgates finally open and for us to pile on the agony a wee bit and chalk up a good healthy scoreline. That should do us the world of good coming into this game. Coming up tomorrow, we are going to have a preview show, go into the game in a bit more detail from Celtic Park as well, so stay tuned for that. Good to get out and make a real video tomorrow. Now that the restrictions are starting to get lifted, we're hopefully taking steps to getting back to normal, and it'll be good to go up to Celtic Park and make that video tomorrow. We'll go into it in a bit more detail. As I say, we'll talk about the forum, we'll talk about our recent meetings against them, and we'll get into things in a bit more detail, so stay tuned for that. In terms of the team for Sunday, here's what I think it will be. We'll talk about this again in a bit more detail in the preview show, but I think most of you would agree that there's not going to be too many changes for the team that faced Livingston if we can help it. So that'll be in goals. Scott Bain, no secrets about that. I think he's guaranteed to start. It'll be a back four again. You'd expect John Joe Kenny to play at right back. Stephen Welsh, who signed a new 4-year deal during the week, fully deserved because he's been really good since he's come into the team. Also noticed during the week that he follows Celtic Fans TV on Twitter, so shout out to the big man, he's doing well, and he's earned his new contract. Alongside him, Christopher Ayer again, a huge player for us and a huge leader in this team this season. When everyone has underperformed, really, Christopher Ayer has been probably one of the better performers. His future's going to be in doubt, but he's a big player for us in this game. And at left back, I thought Laxalt might start last weekend. Greg Taylor came back in. This is one of the few areas of the team where I think John Kennedy will have a bit of a headache. I think because of how well we played last weekend, Taylor will get the nod to start at left back. Laxalt had actually been doing pretty well in the 2 or 3 games before the Livingston game, but Taylor came in and we won so comfortably and performed so well. I just think he'll stick with Taylor, and that'll be the same back four as last weekend. In midfield, I think it'll be Scott Brown, obviously captain in the team. His second last derby as a Celtic player, the one that means the most, because obviously the league game is ultimately a dead rubber. He's got to go and try and take control of it. We've watched him do it so many times over the years. Surely he's got one more left in him, and he's got to give us that on Sunday. Alongside him will be Callum McGregor, a hugely integral player in this team. Plays just about every minute of every game. We need a big performance from him as well. I thought he was good in the last game against Rangers at Celtic Park. Hopefully he can bring a similar level there, and again between him and Brown, they've got to take control of that midfield, because it's a key area in these games, as we see time and time again. In front of them, I would fully expect David Turnbull to start in the more advanced 10 role. He's been fantastic again, at the heart of everything last weekend, and it'd be good to see him again have a real impact on this game. Hopefully he can be a key part of Celtic going and winning at Ibrox in a cup tie. I think we would all love to see that. He has been a bright spark this season, David Turnbull, and a season where we've had very few. David Turnbull has been one of the standouts. On the right hand side is obviously the big debate about whether James Forrest is going to be fit or not. It was, John Kennedy said it was precautionary last weekend. Ultimately, we don't know yet. I think he is going to start though. The only alternative there is to play Ryan Christie on the right hand side, and I don't think that really works for us. He likes to come inside the pitch, Ryan Christie being left footed, but it's not his natural position. And James Forrest, as we talked about in detail last weekend, as a huge boost for it. We're a much better team with James Forrest back in it. Natural width, I think we've got a lot better balance to the team. The attacking movement's a lot better, and as has been the case with James Forrest for 2 or 3 seasons now, he scores goals and he gets assists. His numbers in the past couple of seasons have been fantastic, and he's came back into the team, and in his last 2 starts he's got 2 goals, so he's a hugely valuable part of the team, James Forrest, and it'll be a huge boost for us if he is fit to start on Sunday. I think he's going to be, and I hope he's going to be, so I think he'll play on the right hand side. And on the left hand side, no prizes for guessing that it'll be Mohamed El Yunusi, because he was absolutely fantastic against Livingston. Really stood out. A lot of talk following that game about whether we're going to try and get him permanently. We don't know how much Southampton are going to want. Back in February there was that media story about him being available for £5 million. That was why the discussion was going around, and we discussed it on the content as well, about whether we should go and pay £5 million for El Yunusi. I think if he's available for that amount, we should definitely be trying to bring him in permanently, but you never know where it's going to be at in the summer. It could change, and Southampton might want to keep him. I think his contract runs out in 2023, so it's not like he's entering the final year and they might be wanting to sell him at a cut price. We'll just have to wait and see, but there's no doubt in his qualities. He's coming into his prime. He's a great finisher. He scored a lot of goals this season despite the fact that he's played in an underperforming team. He's really fit. He's an intelligent player. He's great in the air for someone who isn't massive in stature. He's got so many strings to his bow, and I think he's a really good player. And in the last game against Rangers, we got the performance that we wanted from him in a derby that we hadn't had previously. So again, we want more of the same on Sunday, and if he can keep up his goal scoring form, that would be absolutely fantastic, because if we get chances on Sunday, we need to take them, as we always do. And hopefully his 2 goals last weekend will give him the confidence to go and do that on Sunday. Up top, leading the line, Odsonne Edouard. Not his most stellar performance last week against Livingston. I think everyone round about him was playing so well. He loves these games, though. He's had so many in his time here. So many really good performances in these games against Rangers. And again, he's got to give us another one. This will probably be his second last derby in a Celtic shirt as well. I think we all know that. We all know that he's destined for the exit in the summer. So with the game on the 2nd of May being a dead rubber, this is the last meaningful derby that Odsonne Edouard might play for Celtic. So he's got to go and give us one of those big game performances that we've seen time and time again in his spell here at Celtic. It's the last chance that he'll get. So I really hope we get a big performance from him. We know he's well capable. And once again, like Forrest and El Yunusi and Turnbull behind him, he's got to have a really good game, and he's got to take the chances when they come along. So there you go. That's the team that I think John Kennedy will go with for Sunday. Don't forget, we've got the preview show coming up from Celtic Park tomorrow, so join us for that. Like the video, comment with your own thoughts below. Let me know who you think will start on Sunday, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you tomorrow for the preview show from Celtic Park. Cheers.